Oh, he's getting smart now. He's getting smart. We've got one called Motivation for Momentum. Scaling your business. Fancy, fancy. The motivation for momentum. How do you get the motivation to create new momentum within your business once you are established? Once you've got to where you want to be? How do you grow? Welcome to the Pit Village podcast. Thanks for joining us. We're sponsored by Prospect27 pay monthly websites, as always. Now, motivation for momentum. You create your business. It's sales, 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 sales. A little bit of customer service. Sales, 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 sales. Then, you achieve your initial aim, and customer service mode takes over. You start to service the customers that you've currently got. You stop thinking about scaling the business. You stop thinking about growth. There is no sales for me in March. Maybe because I've created one podcast every day, and this does take a lot of time to sit and think over and all the good stuff. So, what can you do to create some momentum within your business to continue to grow, to push past the boundaries that you set for yourself in your mind? This is a question that I've got for myself at the moment. I've hit my initial target from January 2020 to today, March 2021. I haven't really hit the target because I said I wanted 100 customers. And in all honesty, I've got around 70 that pay me reliably. So, I've got a wage. I'm comfortable. I've been able to rent myself a nice little flat, little studio. But the point is, I've got to where I want to be. I've achieved my dreams. What now? Well, now the business is no longer a dream. It is a responsibility. I must maintain this business. The goal has been achieved. And quite often when we achieve our goal, we've got nothing to drive us. Some would say I've had a midlife crisis at 28 years old and I've opened a podcast and released a podcast every single day, which is fine, but that's allowed me to create a new vision for myself that gives me purpose. But over the last 3 weeks, as I have been recording these podcasts, as I say, I haven't had a sale in March for my business. Of course, there's an established customer base that pay on a monthly basis, so I'm safe, but I'm not growing. So it made me think, what do I need to motivate me to grow this business and push past this current barrier where I'm at the moment? I could double the capacity of customers I have at the minute and still have a 30 to 40 hour work week, which gives me plenty of spare time since I can control my own working hours to a certain extent. I've got to be available for my customers. But the point is, we create businesses in order to be able to scale past our current limits. I only set myself a small goal when you consider the world of business and website design and digital marketing. 100 customers paying me £30 a month is great for me, but as a business, is that scalable? Can I hire somebody? The answer is no. So I've had to think about ways in which I can scale my business, and I thought I'd share that with you today because I do want to scale. I've reassessed my situation. I've reaffirmed my position and my duty to my company, Prospect27, as you know, pay monthly websites. But I've had to reassess that position and recommit myself to the business and explore the possibilities of the company and sit and really think about things and where do I want to go? Where do I want to take things? And have I just hit a dip? Have I just hit a dip? And I sat and thought, and I have got to my current limitation. So if my limitation becomes 1,000 websites for £30 a month, then the opportunities become endless. That's when I can hire people. That's when I can scale the business. That's when I can have a team of people and an office and all the things that you get from being a corporation and growing into a small business. Let's not say corporation. It sounds dirty, doesn't it? But you know, an established business. When you work with companies that have gone from 0 to 50 employees in 9 months, you start to consider the fact that you are only a one-man band earning a couple of grand a month. It's not the most amazing feat in the world, the most amazing accomplishment. But, of course, give yourself some credit. You've taken a couple of months now to reassess your situation. You've opened a podcast. Let's go. Let's recommit to the business. Let's grow the business, the foundation. The thing that has allowed you to get to this point. Because I had grandiose ideas about, I want to become a podcaster and a consultant in podcasting. But that's abandoning the fundamentals. I am a website designer. I'm a good website designer. I know a lot about digital marketing. Why can I not double down on what I've currently got? Instead of having 70 reliable customers, I have 150 reliable customers. Then they can be my backbone and I can hire somebody. And if I do want to go into podcasting, and as I continue to release content under the Pit Village podcast, they can help me with the podcast and the business. So when I hire someone, that's going to allow me to grow my current company as well as expand on this operation and what I can do within this space. And this will be the same for you. I have had to self-reflect and think about my current position and where I am heading. And if I am experiencing a dip, therefore focusing my attention on a podcast, which may seem fun at first, but is a totally new commitment. If I want to get good at this, it's going to take a lot of time. So I've had to reaffirm my position with my business and fall back in love with the company in order to grow the business, get the motivation to create the momentum. So how do we get the motivation to create new momentum within our business, to maintain the current customer relationships that we have got effectively, but also scale the business, create new relationships, create new opportunities for ourselves? And the answer is, we go back to the basics. How did you get those 70 customers in the first place? For me, it were cold calls. I need to go back on the phone. That is the hardest work that I can do. Phoning people up, asking them if they want to purchase a website from me as a service. That is how I have grown this business. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy. And I don't take a setup fee. Initially, it is not worth me investing all that time. I've already got, let's say, £2,000 coming into the company. I can pay my expenses. I can pay tax. I can have 1,400. To get an extra £30 per month does not. The incentive to grow the company is not as strong as it was when the company was small. If I had £30 a month to £450, I've got 15 customers. I've got £480, I've got 16 customers. That's a sizable portion of the money. But to add £30 to £2,000, there's a little less motivation to do that. But what you have got to consider is the long term. This is where I have had to reassess myself. Right, I'm only adding that £30, but if I do that another 70 times, I'm doubling the amount of income. So I can still take my basic wage. I can pay tax, pay the company expense, have £1,400 to pay the bills, but have an extra £2,000 a month to employ somebody who knows more than me, who can help me grow the podcast and grow the business and maintain the company and take things to a new level and scale the company even more to set a new person on and expand the team and grow a business, a company. What is company? It is when two people get together. We are in company. A business is more than one person, and you can't escape that fact. And this is where I am at the moment. I'm a self-employed website designer. I've been going for 15 months. I've never hired nobody before. I've never managed a business before. I've reached my initial aim, which I set myself. Now where do you go? If you have got any thoughts, leave us a comment, drop us a message. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. Come on the podcast and interview with us. It's interviews at pitvillagepodcast.co.uk. But I've got a couple of thoughts myself in regards to how you can scale your business, how you can get the motivation back to scale the business. Number one would be to assess your client base. Now you are established, you need to assess your customer base. You need to think about the people that you're working with, the people that you want to work with, the people that you don't want to work with, the expectations in which these customers have got with yourself, and reassess that. Whether that is setting the right expectations with customers who may be pushing boundaries. I mean, I get some customers who try to phone me at 9 p.m. on a night. You have got to explain to these people that, look, I cannot be accountable at all times for £30 a month. You need to text me, email me, let me know what you want, or let's schedule a call. But I can't just take a call at 9 p.m. on a night. You know? So having those firm boundaries set in place with your customers and expectations removes any resentment that you've got with working with these people, because you are controlling the situation. And then moving forward, you're happy to take on new customers, you're happy to scale the business because you don't think people are going to be a pain. It's new opportunity, but you're setting the boundaries. Because when we get started in business, we take on anybody, we overservice people. But then as you get established, you start to set the right boundaries, firm boundaries with people. So now you are in this position. Reassess your customer base. Reassess the boundaries you've set with each person. And be firm with people. You may need to higher your price. I'm not going to do that, by the way. But what you do need to do is think about how many customers can I get at this level. So the way I was servicing people before, non-stop, right, send me some work, I'll update your website straight away. I would have hit a plateau of customers around 100, but I've been too responsive to people. I said, right, I'll be available towards the end of the month to update your website. The agreement was once per month. I've been a little bit too attentive to your needs. I'm sorry, but I also cannot manage your Google business page. This is taking up more time for me than managing the website, which is our initial agreement. I'm a website designer. So your social media and your Google business, these are your responsibility. Sorry, but I can't help you with that anymore. I don't know enough about it. That's not my expertise. And that is a real life example of what I've had to do last week. Because I spent 40 minutes on a customer's Google business page and I still couldn't really sort it out because it's a lot of work and I don't get paid for that. And having firm relationships with people allow you then to scale the business and create more new relationships with people. So setting the customer expectations and then building systems to manage the business. If I tell everybody, right, I'm available from the 24th to the 1st to update your website. All the information that you sent me, please send it via email and I'll update it then. If there's anything else, let me know within that week and we can arrange a call and let's get it all sorted out. You can be attentive to the needs, but set the right boundaries. And you're creating systems for you to manage your business. Right, I've got this 1 week to service all my customers. And then the plan is the other 3 weeks I can grow the business. Whereas if you're constantly responsive to their needs, okay, I'll answer the phone now. And yeah, there's a level of that you need to have. But you also need to set the right expectations and boundaries. So if there's an emergency or there's any urgent need or you can't access your emails or there's anything that you need, don't hesitate to get in touch. But other than that, your website updates, they'll be done on this date or from this date to this date. You need to look at your business and the systems that you can put in place for you to be able to scale well. The customer journey, getting people on board, getting them signed up and managing their expectations long term. This is what you need to think about when you're scaling the business. But if you're just a local plumber, you're a builder, you're servicing people, you need to think about your high value jobs, branding yourself right and taking on the right jobs. If I'm a gas engineer, I want to be installing boilers every week. Don't want to be called out for small jobs. Or you may make your money off being called out for many, many small jobs at a time, every day. But there's different markets you can hit, different niche markets. You don't want to be a generalist. So this is what you need to do, is consider the possibility of your current business and your business model. Can it be scaled? How does it be scaled? And then feeding into that, you set a large 5-year aim. Okay, you got into business with an aim of opening your own company, establishing yourself. You're there now, but you need to create yourself a larger purpose, a larger aim, a larger goal. So creating a 5-year plan is going to help you outline where you want to be, what you need to do to get there, and consider the possibilities of the business. Where do I want to be within a year? What does the growth look like? How many customers do I need? How do I get those customers? What can I reinvest in the business? And these are all ways that you can scale the company, reinvesting in the business, in IT, in systems, in people and hiring people. This is where I am. I'm not talking really from experience. I'm talking from a level of, I need to scale my business, and I know that I need to invest in new systems to help me manage the process, and I need to invest in good people that I can hire, that I can bring on and create a team of people around me that's going to help me build my vision. I've never hired nobody in my life, but that is the next step. What is your next step? What is your possibilities? You need to set some realistic targets based on the 5-year plan that push your limits, but it's about assessing the world around you, escaping this cognitive dissonance. We are not going back to the old world. You need to look at the trends in the world and think about not only the 5-year plan, but how that cultivates into the larger vision, into the 20-year plan. Because go back to the previous podcast on the attention economy and all the changes that's happening in the world. A lot of people, they are stuck in cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is a state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes, especially as relating to your behavioural decisions and your real attitude in life. So basically, what you think is happening is inconsistent with what's actually happening. And we've got a lot of this now within the world. We think we're in a movie or a video game. This is real life. 2022 is going to resemble more of 2020 than it will 2019. We need to consider the changes in the world that's happening rapidly. Because even if everything were to open up tomorrow, people's habits have already changed. And we need to change our perspective on life and look at the trends, set ourselves a larger vision, look at ourselves and where we currently are in the world, and look at the world and how it's changing and how we need to change to adapt. Do I need to learn new skills? Do I need to open a new business? Do I need to open a podcast and get an audience in the attention economy? Do I need to go into a hyper-growth market and build new skills that's going to last for 20 years? Because website design is not a hyper-growth market. I don't know if that's going to be stable in 10 years. But podcasting, and creating content and branding businesses and scaling businesses and selling businesses and marketing businesses and building new businesses, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to build a business, sell a business, scale a business, help others do the same, and consult with people and be a business consultant. That's a 20-year plan. So by doing all this, I allow myself to get there. But then you're thinking about things such as your inheritance and your legacy and what you're going to own when you actually die, what you're going to leave behind. But for me, we need to recognise that a new world is coming. We need to think about where we are at the moment. Build your foundation, appreciate your foundation, appreciate what you've got at the minute, but double down on it. Rather than 70 customers, get 140 customers. Reinvest in your new vision, in your larger aim, in your podcast company, in your website design business, in members of staff. You need to invest in the current, the web design business, the future, the podcast, and yourself. And others around you. Build a team. That's what I need to do. What do you need to do? Build systems to manage your business. Consider the possibility of business and the limitations of it. Create a 5-year aim, a large plan, goal, dream. Give yourself a why. Set realistic targets that push your limits. And then assess the world, where you currently are, the trends. Escape the cognitive dissonance, realise that we're entering a new world. Invest in your larger vision, in the 20-year plan. Build the skills it's going to take to get there. And let's continue to strive. Let's scale this business. Those are the reasons why. Because, as Warren Buffett says, he says, be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. I think you might find at the moment, at first, people were fearful, and I tried to be greedy. I expanded on my business. The furlough come, People got greedy. I became fearful. I tried to maintain the business that I've got, so I weren't getting no furlough money. Now people, as things are going to open up, and I think we may see some economic consequence over the last 15 months when things do open up. People have got less money and less jobs, and less people are spending money, and that causes less people to be able to hire people and keep their jobs. When the government money runs out, we're going to have to escape this cognitive dissonance and realise that people's habits have changed, people have changed, society has changed, and we need to change and adapt to the new society and thrive in the new economy, in the attention economy, which is growing, which is thriving, which is already here, it's arrived. How do you grow over the next 20 years? And how does what you do tomorrow help you do that? If you know that, if you know the answer to that question, and the answer to that question involves scaling your business, tomorrow you'll wake up and you'll scale your business. But you need to put the systems in place, realise what possibilities in front of you, set a large goal, and work to achieve it. It sounds simple, but try it. Try and grow and maintain and sustain and scale your own little business. It's hard work. So bearing that in mind, I am looking for somebody to come and help me with this company. I am in a position where maybe I could hire somebody if the right person come along. So send me a CV if you are looking for a role and you've got some idea about digital marketing and some interest in podcasting, website design. It's Carl at prospect27.co.uk. It's Carl with a K. Thanks a lot for listening to us. It's the Pit Village Podcast. We'll be back tomorrow. It's a marathon march. Of course, one every single day. I wanted to talk about getting the motivation to scale your business. How do you motivate yourself to scale your business when you're already comfortable? When you've already got something that can be maintained? How do you grow? How do you grow when you don't really need to grow? You've got enough money to survive. How do you double up? You've got to assess where you are, where you want to be, the level of your ambition and your drive, your self-worth, your self-esteem, and all that good stuff. Again, we'll see you tomorrow, Marathon March. I think I'm done. We've got over 20 minutes there. I've got to be done. All the best. Have a good day.